Today is Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. It is also day 407 of web development, and today I'm just going to make a grid using CSS Grid. All right, so I'll start off with my doc type HTML to let the browser know I'm writing in HTML5. I'll put in my HTML tags, and then I'll put in my head tags, my two main tags, so the head tag and the body tag. So inside the body tag, I'm just going to add in a container. So I'll do a div and label it class container. And then in my CSS, I'll go ahead and target that container by using dot notation, because again, we target classes using dot notation, or just dots, right? And I'll just give it a border, a CSS rule of border, 5 pixels, solid black lined border. And this is a property, and then these are the values. So then I would actually give it a height of 100 VH, or vertical height of the screen, so I'm able to actually see have it see it having something inside, even though there's literally nothing inside. Now, to get rid of the default, that area or that spacing surrounding that border outside, I'll just do the everything selector and just zero out any margin and padding that comes by default with some browsers. Now I'll also go into the container and I'll do div class and then grid. And inside the grid, I'm just going to have a div class and give it a card. And I'll just do 3 cards. I'll probably have to do the stuff inside. So for the card, I first would want to have a thumbnail. So I'll do a thumb. And then there's going to be a div class content. And then inside the content, there could be an H1 that says heading. And then there could be a paragraph that says, oh, what is that? Oh, wow. That says random words. And then a button, which is an A tag that leads to nowhere, which is what the hashtag is. And then that says button for now. All right. And then the cards are going to contain the same images, just for demonstration purposes. So I'll take the card, make sure I know where it ends, and just copy that. And just paste it 3 more times in there. Now we're going to have 3 cards. So now what I can do is I can grab this, copy it a few more times, change one to grid, change one to the card, and then change, let's say, this one to purple, and then all the cards will have red borders. Okay, and then here's the thing. I don't want the cards to be on top of one another. So what I'll do is I'll go into the grid and give it a display of, guess what? Grid. That way, I can determine how many columns there's going to be. So I could do grid template columns, set that equal to 1FR, 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 and that's just going to divide the container into 3 equally spaced columns. Or shorthand for this is to just do repeat 3 times 1FR. Same thing. All right, and then to do some grid, some gap, I'll just do grid gap and set that equal to 2EM, which I believe is equivalent to 30 something pixels, 32 maybe, because I think 1EM is 16. Yeah, so then I would probably have to give this a height. So I'll do height maybe 80% or 90%. And then I want to make sure that the container has a height now of min content so that it fully reaches the minimum content there. All right, and then let me go and pick up this image. So I'm going to right click, copy image address by Unsplash by Even Wise, or Evan. Why did I say even? What? Evan Wise from Unsplash. And I'm just going to go here under grid and I'll do dot thumb to target the thumbnail and just give the background property a URL of that image address. And then not only that, but I'll have to give it a height, the thumbnail itself, so let's say 50%, so I'm able to see it. And then to see it correctly, I'll have to do background size cover, so it covers the entirety of its container, which in this case is the thumb. So cover, and then let's see what that looks like. Perfect. And then if I just wanted to maybe move a little bit to the top, I can do background position, and then do center, or I could do bottom. And I think that would also work to kind of see it from the bottom because we don't want too much ceiling. All right, and that looks pretty good. And then what I'll do is go to the content itself, which is where the heading and the paragraphs are, and just give that maybe a margin of 20 pixels, right? To have some spacing in between there, and then I can have some spacing in between the content elements themselves, so I can do dot content and then do H1 and then paragraph and give it like a margin bottom of 10 pixels. All right, and that works that way. I can target the element, the A tag. So I'll do that by just doing, let's see, it would be under content A. And for me, that would end up being like a background. Let me get maybe like one of these colors, like the green couch, or maybe like the brown. Let me do eyedropper here. I could do the green couch, or I could just do something like that, or maybe like a brown. Maybe this kind of brings things together. Copy that color and just paste that here. Oh God. Paste that in there, and then obviously change the color of the text itself to white. Give it some padding, 10 pixels top and bottom, 20 pixels left and right. And then get rid of the underline by doing text decoration and setting that to none, because right now it's set to underline. And then going to the paragraph and just kind of changing the margin bottom a bit. So I'll do paragraph and then I'll do margin bottom 20 pixels. Or not, that's great. So let's see, content, paragraph, margin bottom 20 pixels. So if that doesn't work, let me see if I can do margin top here. So margin top 20 pixels. Oh, that's great. Whatever. Anyway, fix that later. So let me go to debug mode to kind of just see things. All right, so this is what it's looking like. It's horrible. So to fix that, I'll just, honestly, I don't even know. So let me go get the card itself, give it a height of 100%, and then give the grid, let's see, where is the grid? The grid some inside padding of 50 pixels. Whoops. All right, so now it's looking like that. So for the content, I could also give it, like, let's say, give everything a font size of like 3 vertical minimum. Have that be responsive there. There we go. And then let's see, I could also give the card a width. Well, it already has a width, right? Because it's taking 1FR, 1FR, so that's fine. So maybe my thing would be, actually, no, let me give it a width. Let's do 400 pixels. Okay, how about not? Reload that, so that's not okay. So let me actually do half of that and just kind of play around until it looks fine. Reload, 200 pixels, that's okay. Let's see. So 20 pixels. Actually, I'll get rid of this then. Whatever. And then the height, I don't know. Do I want it to have it min content? Because then that would just be, that wouldn't work out. No, let me leave it like that. All right, and then let's see. So that's the card, then that's the button. So then it's looking like that. And so for the button, I'm going to have to fix that. So the height 100%, and then maybe if I go up here and do box sizing border box. Whoa. All right, never mind. Let me delete that. I'm trying to figure out something. Let's see. How would I move the button upwards because it's not letting me? I can give, when in doubt, give everything a border. So let me give that a border, see what that's looking like. All right. So that's a problem. So how do we fix that? All right. So if I were to give this a height of 120, it would still be a little bit weird. So I could do 100%, but then let's see, maybe get rid of some text. And that literally fixes the problem. A little bit, not the best, but it works. It's so interesting. Oh, no wonder. Hold up. Let me do that again. Let me get rid of all this here in both of the classes. All right, I guess that's fine. And then for some reason the paragraph margin bottom isn't working. Did I spell it wrong? Let's see. So dot content paragraph and then do margin bottom 20 pixels. Oh, there we go. 50. There we go. Now it's working. All right. And then when I hover over the button, I want it to change to a different color. So I'll do background and then I'll probably go here to, honestly, I'm just going to change it to black. Right? Just to keep things simple. Right? Now when I hover over it, it changes to black. So yeah, that's literally it. And then now to keep things responsible, add a media query. So max width 800. So when the screen reaches a size of 800 pixels, then I want the grid to go from having like two columns to three columns. Sorry, to go from having three columns to having two columns. So grid template columns. I could do repeat 2 times 1FR, but this is easier in this case. So now if I do this, this one goes down, right? And then here's a problem though. The containers are not lining up, so I have to make sure that that happens. So I would have to go to the grid and give that a height of min content, and that fixes things there. All right, save that, reload. All right. And then to kind of fix the height problem here, because now it's just the height of the minimum content. Um, let's see, the card could have a height of 600 pixels and then have a certain like width also. Where is it? Where did the card go? Let's do 200 pixels. All right, there we go. So with 200 pixels, and then let me get rid of that 2 EM gap and then just do 1 EM gap. All right, and then so weird. Why is it? Oh, it's because it has a 20. Hold up. Let me go to the grid because it has 50 pixels. How about we do 20 pixels of a, what do you call it again? Padding. All right, and then I think that's good. And then get rid of the border for the content, for the card, and then reload. And I think, why is it looking like that? Oh my God. And then what I'll do is I'll give the body a background of hashtag EE, oops, EE 6 times. And then the cards, I'll give them a background of white. There we go. And then for some reason, I just don't know why there's such a gap over here and why they're so like large. It's like so weird. So let me try to figure that out. So for the grid, I do have a purple thing here. So I have height, min content, padding 20 pixels, display grid, grid gap 1 EM. What if I get rid of the grid gap? It does basically nothing. That's what it's looking like. Oh my God, I'm so dumb. It's because I was like zoomed in, that's why. There we go. So now this is what I'm dealing with, so that's great. So let me fix that now. So I was like, oh my God, why is this happening? It's because I was like zoomed in like 90%. All right, so height, so weird. All right, so let me see, how would I fix this? So just change the width, right? So width 500, right? Save it like that, and now it's looking pretty cool. And then I can do, you know, get my grid back up to 50 pixels, and things should be okay, right? And then the button should be way, way lower than that. Um, So I'll do, or instead of way lower than that, let me just add more text again. Right, so now it's good here. If I do that, it goes lower. I probably should do one for like, let's say it reaches like 600 pixels. And then just do one column at that point. So then if I do that, let's see. Weird, it's not working in this case. So 600 pixels, grid template columns probably should go before that. Reload. Is even the right thing? Hold up. Debug mode. Oh, well, that's great. Now what? So the maximum width, grid template columns, 1FR. It's probably because it's going farther away. So what I'll do is give it a width of min content. There we go. And then I'll just give the container a display of flex. And then I'll do justify content center so it moves towards the center horizontally. There we go. And then that works that way. And then let's see if I shrink it. That's not necessarily working, so I'll have to fix that. For some reason, the media query isn't working. So media max width is 600 pixels, and then the grid template columns have to go that way. But this comes after, so I don't know. I should probably go here. And then let's see, maybe like 1000. Reload that. And then there we go. Now it's working. Okay, there we go. But it's still kind of getting out of. It's so weird because it's getting out of the grid. So I guess I'll just have to do Control Shift I and get that. So it's like almost 2000 pixels. So it's like 2000. And once it reaches like 2000, it does that. So maybe not 2000. Let's do 1900. Reload. Could play around with that. So let's do 950. Reload. Or not. Okay. How about 800? How about 600? 1200. Okay, there we go. And see if that works. Nope. Okay, so 3. Nope. What about 4? And then did I just try 500? Oh, it's almost there. So let me do like 580. All right, so once it reaches that, that's what happens here. And then I probably should change this to be, I don't know, 800 instead of 600. All right, so now it's responsive. But then what I noticed though that over here it's absolutely not responsive, and it's just so weird as to why that is. It's so odd. And it was fine before, so maybe let me see. So it has a height of 600 pixels, a width of 500 pixels. Let me do width of 400 pixels. Have that be better like that, right? Reload. That looks weird. So how about I leave it 500 here, and then once it reaches like here, like 800 pixels, I'll just change the width to have a width of 400 pixels. Although it looks fine here, I'm just not sure why. I mean, it does not look fine. That button needs to be way, way down. I'll just go ahead and do dot content and then P. Give that like a margin bottom of like, I don't know, 100 pixels. Let's see. even then it's not enough. It's so weird because it's not like the same parameters here. Oh, I'm so dumb. It's because I was zoomed. What is going on with me today? It's because I was zoomed in. All right. And I believe that's happening because of the font size that it's like responsive and maybe I don't want it to be that responsive. I do 20 pixels and that's it. And then it won't change. Right? So that's fine there. And then let's see. The other thing would be maybe definitely having more text in there, just like I had in the beginning. But then, oops, okay. Gotta play around with that. Alright, and then at that point, I probably should move that to be like, I don't know, 80 pixels. Really? What if I don't have anything here? Okay, nope. How about 20 pixels? Or 40? Okay, that's better. And then make sure that's like responsive there. And then maybe over here, just bring that up a bit to maybe 80. Right, something like that. Maybe something like, I think 80 was good. Or maybe, no, yeah, I think 80 was good. All right, reload. There we go. And then here it's just like horrible. Now I have to go back up here, like get things working. So I'll probably have to do dot content p and just do like, I don't know, 80. What in the world is going on with that third? There we go. So then definitely go back up here and then just do dot content p and do like 100 or 150, like, oh my god. All right, I'm gonna leave it like that. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm just gonna get rid of the borders real quick. So border of that and then the border of that, and I think that's literally it. So let me see the final result, and that's it. All right, bye.